o'clock, precisely.
The speaking clock. It's a service most of us no longer use, but not it seems if you work at the Ministry of Defence. Since 2011, the government has spent more than £40,000 dialling the service. So keen to check the time, staff made 130,000 calls. That's the equivalent of more than 2 privates' average annual wages. All this at a time of cutbacks, staff losses and pay freezes. And you may ask the reason why. The speaking clock was set up 77 years ago for people who didn't have a watch or access to a clock nearby. That seems almost impossible these days. Most of us now do have a watch, even if it isn't very good, or at least others do. The time is now on our mobile phones, and even at the bottom of our TV screens. It may be possible for the people at the Ministry of Defence to pop their heads out for the window and tell the time from the world's most famous clock.
I think needlessly wasting cash in most departments is particularly egregious, but I think many taxpayers will find it particularly galling. This comes from a department which is sending troops off to fight, putting their lives on the line, and yet they're wasting tens of thousands of pounds in such an unnecessary way. This is just something which should not have been allowed to happen.
The Ministry of Defence argue most of the usage is not based in Whitehall, but in often isolated bases, and that a large part it was down to a technical error caused by a malfunctioning computer, which was redialing the number. The MOD claim they're now calling time on the speaking clock, with it due to be phased out next year. But many will wonder why it's taken so long. Darren McCaffrey, Sky News, Westminster.